the only person that can give you problems is the guy in the mirror, you know, the person that you stare at every day. And once you have that locked down, which I do, I believe I'm the most mentally strongest guy in this on this roster. So I don't feel the guy to give me problems exists. You know, I think that's in your head. It's an illusion. If you believe these are challenges, and I think that's what it is. But for me, it's smooth sailing all the way. It has been so far, and it will continue to be.
Hello, guys. What's everybody doing out there? Oh, my goodness. What a week, guys. This is Dave Van Auken with the Fight Bananas podcast. And, hey, that was Conor McGregor to open up the show. We're officially 2 weeks out of UFC 246, his return. We're going to kind of really get into that. It's Conor McGregor, guys. But first and foremost, if you follow me on social media, Instagram and Facebook and Twitter at David Van Auken, or any of those social media platforms, I think we had a big New Year's Eve. And usually we just strictly stick with MMA, and we stick with interviews and fight breakdowns, and we predict stuff. Today's a little bit of story time, because something pretty big happened in the Van Auken household. New Year's Eve, twin girls. My lovely wife, we went to the hospital New Year's Eve. I wanted to promise the girls fireworks every birthday. So, that was a goal of mine. So, I think I kind of delivered because of New Year's Eve for the rest of their life. It's pretty easy to see fireworks. Go to Disney World, go on the streets, go to any beach you live at. We live here in Daytona Beach. There's fireworks all over the place. So, kaboom, I think I'm second best father in the history. So, but it was just, it was amazing. It changes you forever. We've already had two boys. Everyone that knows me knows Dylan is he's already the welterweight champion of the world, 2042, something like that, 2039, somewhere in that range. And now it's 2020. It's January 4th. Yeah, we're 2 weeks out, UFC 246. That's amazing. So insane. It's bananas. I'm very thankful right now, very grateful, and to see all the well wishes that we got as a family, all the congratulations, all the great jobs, and all the just positive vibes that not even from our family and our friends, but honestly, why I'm kind of talking about it here on the Fight Bananas podcast is from all of the Fight Bananas community, all the family, all the fighters, agents, promoters, fighters from amateurs that we here know in Florida, from fighters from, you ready for the Kayla Harrison? You ready? I did a funny video if you saw it. Literally the night that the twins were born, we're watching Kayla Harrison, the unicorn who's been on the show before, win the PFL championship. And, she loved the video. She goes, "Oh my goodness, congratulations." That's just one of many. I'm literally blown away from just all the reaching out. It's just been awesome. We've got phone calls and text, Instagram and Facebook. It's amazing. We're truly grateful. My wife is, I am. We're rolling. It's crazy. I had a couple in the bank, some podcasts, because iHeartRadio just wants more content because they love what we're doing and we're so grateful for them. So if a company like iHeartRadio wants more, we're going to give them more. So I was like, I recorded a couple, and I knew the kids were here, and I was like, I was going to put a couple in the bank, but I had to talk about it. We're just on kind of cloud nine. We're not sleeping. There's twins, we're hospital beds. They're small and it's not home. So we're not sleeping much. But we're so happy. The family's good. The family's healthy. My wife is just a superwoman. I think her versus Amanda Nunes could happen. I don't know. She's that tough. She's just an amazing, incredible woman. So, that's it. Okay, that's enough on me. I'm, twin girls, Taylor Finn and Emerson Faith, will be in a UFC octagon 2020. So what do you think? 2042? 2043? That'd be pretty good. Maybe they can beat Macy Barber's record. We'll see. But all right, here we go. So he started the episode, like you heard, the notorious one, Conor McGregor. Like, we're here, guys. It's amazing. UFC 246 in Las Vegas. It's January 18th, and when Dana White announced this fight on Thanksgiving, I remember like, wow, it was talked about and rumored about. But guys, for the whole 2019 year, Conor McGregor has been rumored every time a featherweight, a bantamweight, a lightweight, a big time would win a fight. Their post-fight interview was about, hey, Conor McGregor, I would love to fight you in Ireland. Like that, we just heard that, and Conor on Twitter would come back and said, let's do it. But until we saw the picture, until Dana White or Ariel Helwani or the Fight Bananas, broke the news, we just never knew it. You know what I mean? We never knew exactly when or if the Notorious One was coming back. But it's here. We're weeks out. Conor McGregor, Donald Cerrone in the welterweight division in the main event. And let's kind of start there in the welterweight division. So that's getting a lot of buzz. We all know Conor looks like wants to fight Khabib Nurmagomedov to retain his lightweight championship. He's never going back to featherweight, so let's just put that to bed. But lightweight all the time, right? No. He's in the welterweight division. I really think, to me, this is just my take, he wants to see what his body looks like, how he feels. I don't think he ever really felt good against the Nate Diaz and back-to-back in the welterweights. I think he wants to see if he can feel good at welterweight because it is what it is. I don't know if Khabib really wants to fight him again or will fight him again. And let's see if it is Khabib Nurmagomedov. It could be Tony Ferguson. There is Justin Gaethje. There's so much clutter there. Guys, there's no clutter. If he beats Cowboy Cerrone, him versus Georgie Masvidal for the BMF title, or just them two fighting each other in the octagon, is bigger. It's the biggest fight of the year. It's the biggest fight of the decade. You like that? You like that? They started off. So it's just, I think he wants to see where he's at, where his body's like as a welterweight. It's been his last fight, October 2018 versus Khabib. And then before that, it was Eddie Alvarez, Madison Square Garden, and that was November of 2016. So it's from November 2016, only 2 fights. We're in 2020 now. Like, there's too much. I know the Floyd fight happened. It was a boxing match. And, he looked great and his body looked great. And I know he worked out for it and punched the bag. But it's not like being in the octagon. It's not like wrestling or, defending takedowns. Because that's one thing that Cowboy has, to me, a humongous advantage at. Is the transitional game into the floor, into the ground, into submissions. I think... And Conor is the favorite. He's the minus 300 favorite. And everyone thinks that I talk to, everyone thinks he's going to win, and let's see what's next. It's like they're opening up the door for Conor McGregor. And I get it, guys. I get it. We're in the fight game. We're in the entertainment business. It's business. But no one's really given, to me, talking about if Donald Cerrone can somehow transition this fight into the ground, on the ground, wrestling, a flying kick, and then they get sloppy, and somehow, there's Cowboy has his knee. That's how Cowboy can win this fight. If Conor wins, he's going to knock him out in the first, right? He's going to knock him out in the second. That's he beat Eddie, TKO, second round. He beat Nate Diaz. That was a majority, but he stood up almost the whole entire fight. We all know the Jose Aldo was 13 seconds. Mendez was winning that first round of wrestling, getting him down on the ground, and then they stood up, and he won by second round punches. That nice kick to the gut. He beat Dennis and Dustin, all standing up. It's like, if Conor's going to win this fight, he's going to be standing up with a TKO in the first or the second. Cowboy can win this fight by standing, by having a knockout, by head kicks, by leg kicks. How about him kicking the crap out of Conor's front leg, the calf kick? It's been on fire lately in MMA. body shot, knees, a short elbow, transitional submission game on the ground, armbar, rear naked. Like, there's different ways, and he's the underdog. And I'm still not going to really predict. I really want to see him at weigh-ins before I say, oh, this is what's going to happen. I want to be honest. I'm leaning Conor's way. I think he's going to win. Everyone says he's looking great and working out and practices. But it is practices, guys. Like, we just talked about the inactivity of Conor McGregor. That's the exact opposite of Donald Cerrone, right? The Cowboy. He just fought Justin Gaethje in September. Then in June, Tony Ferguson. Alaquinta the month before, he fought Alexander Hernandez. So he fought 4 times in last year against studs. And then how about 2018? He fought Mike Perry, Leon Edwards, Yancey. Like, it just nonstop. Of course, 2017, Till, Lawler, Masvidal. And then Matt Brown. Okay, so here's my point. Since Conor McGregor has fought Eddie Alvarez at MSG, the whole Floyd spectacular, boxing event, and then he fought Khabib. So he fought 2 times inside the octagon. Eddie Alvarez and Khabib Nurmagomedov. During that time, Donald Cerrone has fought Matt Brown, George Masvidal, Robbie Lawler, Darren Till, Yancey, Leon Edwards, Mike Perry, Alexander, Alaquinta, Tony Ferguson, and Justin Gaethje. Are you kidding me? Donald Cerrone stays in the cage. And this is another advantage. It's a fight. It's a coin toss. It's a 50-50 game every time you get in there. And Donald Cerrone, a sure first ballot Hall of Famer, most wins ever inside the octagon. It's no damn pushover. And I'm tired of everyone thinking this is just a setup fight for Conor. Guys, we all know what's next for Conor. But we're not saying what's next for Cowboy. If Cowboy wins this fight, he is so easily could be having a Budweiser, have his hat on, and say, Georgie, everyone thinks you're bad. I've been doing this longer than you inside this octagon. I'm the BMF. Boom. And then, how about, we're not saying, how about anything if Khabib Nurmagomedov, of course, gets through Tony Ferguson, that Cowboy, lost to Tony, and he lost to Gaethje, so that's kind of, doesn't make sense. But how about him versus Khabib Nurmagomedov? Like, he would pick who he wants next. How about he wants the rematch versus Diaz? He lost to Diaz. That would be an epic, humongous fight. So guys, it's the endless opportunities for what's next. It's not just for Conor McGregor. It's definitely what's next for Donald Cerrone, and I can't wait. We are almost here. UFC 246. We're exactly 2 weeks away. And I just think it was funny. It was definitely, for one, we're really going to start breaking this fight down. We're definitely going to have a fight breakdown on it. I want to have a couple interviews about this fight. It's going to be, it's here. It's the biggest fight of the decade so far. Oh my gosh. How many times can I use that? I really want to know. But I just thought it was a perfect transition to, what just happened in my life, about the kids, about the babies. And it just, when Conor got into it, and Proper 12, and him partying and throwing stuff, and of course Cowboy Cerrone, he's Cowboy, just the old school, your best friend across the ranch, and then both of them became fathers, and you can tell, like, we've been calling Donald Dad Cerrone for a minute here on this show. And even Conor takes his kids all the time. He's not sharply dressed, just like as Conor. It's amazing how both of these men are, different in age. Cowboy is definitely older. I think Cowboy is in the mid-30s. And I know Notorious is 31, right? 31. So definitely a little bit older, but it seems like they're both in a, they're taking care of their families. They're both fathers. There really seems like they're all in being fathers and fighters, and it's just awesome. I'm all in, of course, being a father. 2 boys, now the 2 girls, and it's just, it's one of those funny things that I just saw, that it was perfect timing to really, bring up fatherhood on the Fight Bananas podcast.
I will charge forward, I will put the pressure on, and I will get the victory. The opponent is an illusion in there. It's you. versus you.
It is a mismatch. I'm going to whoop his ass, I'm going to collect the checks, and then I'm gone.
Too slow and too stiff. You're stiff as a board. I'd snap you in half.
I said I was going to put away in the first round.
All right, guys. So before we thank our sponsors and kind of wrap up this show, very, very thankful for all of them. We're 2020 bound. We're 2020 vision. You know, UFC 246, I think it's almost getting a bad rap. For one, they're charging a little bit more, and of course, it's life and stuff goes up, right? It's 2020, and, you know, everyone's like, it's a one-fight card, and I just don't see it that way. I really don't. On the main card, it looks like the co-main event's Holly Holm, Raquel Pennington. Guys, Holly Holm's main evented numerous of cards, almost 8 cards. Seems like she can always be in that spot. I think... You know, the UFC would love to see a little comeback for Holly Holm. I think the female division needs 1 or 2 more, wins there in bantamweight. So we see, guys, Claudia's on the card. The first fight, Diego versus Showtime Anthony Pettis. Guys, it's Anthony Showtime Pettis. Anytime he's on a card, he could main event any show in the world at any given time. And then there's 2 fights I really want to lock in on. One, Sadiq Youssef. On the prelims, and I think he's on the prelims because ESPN wants to show this kid off. Sadiq Youssef is a superstar in the making right now. 2020. Top 10 featherweight, top 5 featherweight at the end of the year. He's that damn good. And also the main event of the prelims, I mentioned her before in this episode, didn't even mean to. It's Macy Barber, guys. I'm going to show my twin baby girls. This is how we kind of get some stuff done around the house. This isn't a bad way to do it. Macy Barber, a complete monster, super young, trying to be one of the youngest champions ever in mixed martial arts, versus Roxanne, who's a savvy veteran. So the card's stacked. I cannot wait, guys. UFC 246. All right, guys, let's thank our sponsors. We couldn't do it without them. We are so thankful for them. 2020, we're going to get this off right. Warhammer Fightwear. Check out warhammerfightwear.com. They always have great sales on their website, always at warhammerfightwear.com. Check them out on all social media platforms. Instagram, it's warhammer_fightwear. Check them out on Amazon, on the app. Just go on that app. You have it on your phone. I have it on their phone. Everyone has it on their phone. Check out Warhammer Fightwear. A couple more for you guys is Space Coast Botanicals. Check them out on spacecoastbotanicals.com. Check them out also on Instagram at Space Coast Botanicals. I use their merch every single day. It's that great. The balm is just the bomb. I guess you can say that. The balm is the bomb. It's awesome. Space Coast Botanicals, guys. Awesome stuff. Also a great guy who runs that company. Definitely give them a follow. Reach out. On all of our podcasts, we plug their site in their Instagram page, so click on it, guys. If you're listening to it on iHeartRadio or on YouTube, check it out on the bottom right there, Space Coast Botanicals. Check them out. It's great stuff. Also, Instill Nutrition, been with us literally from day one before we were the Fight Bananas podcast. Always show them love. They are just great people, always liking and sharing and being a part of this Fight Bananas community. So we appreciate them from the bottom of our hearts. We really do. They had great things to say when the girls were born. So just a big thank you. InstillNutrition.com. Go on Instagram, The Real and Still, right? Also, Mako Tech mouth guards. Man, they're doing some great things for some great fighters. Not even that. They can just help. That's what I'm trying to get across. They can help anybody and everyone. If you're just someone, that just wants to work out, someone who just wants to train, as an amateur, guys, it's so critical to protect your gear in your mouth, right? Mako Tech mouth guards does that for you. So check them out. Mako Tech _mouth guards. Got to check them out. And also check out iHeartRadio. They are they're all in on the Fight Bananas community. So we're going right back at them. iHeartRadio app. It's that awesome red app. They have so many other great podcasts on the show. It's the #1 most downloadable podcast app in the world is iHeartRadio. And iHeartRadio and the Fight Bananas community were like peanut butter and jelly, spaghetti and meatball. Yeah, we're pretty damn good. All right. So give them a lot of love. And just talking about love, we're going to end it on this. We had 20 toes and 20 fingers. We cannot be more grateful. 2 beautiful girls, Taylor and Emerson, joined the Van Auken household. And who knows? Maybe they'll be going bananas sometime soon. Have a great day, guys. Stay blessed. Continued success to everyone out there. And stay bananas.
I said